Hey guys, it's Mr. Kilburn. Here's your video for the first 15 problems for the CASEL assignment. Some of the questions is material we didn't really do, so I apologize about that. I knew there was a couple, but maybe for the first 15, there was a couple more than I realized. So if some of the questions was a challenge for you, and you're like, man, I don't remember doing this, odds are we may not have. So I'll highlight the ones that you should have been able to do or that were more review, and the other ones we'll just ignore. For the next 15, I've already got 3 that I know I don't want you to do. So I'll let you know what those are when we get to the end of this video. So for number 1, determine which relation is not a function. So remember with functions, each input can only go to one output. So if here's 3, 2, 8 here, and 7, 1, 4, whatever, okay, each input can only have one buddy. That's it. Okay? As soon as an input goes to more than one output, not a function. So basically what you're looking for is an x value that's repeating. So if I scan this and look for an x value that's repeating, nope, and no. Okay, if you look at choice D, look right here. 2 goes to 2, but 2 also goes to 9. Okay, so that's not a function. Okay, so you should have had choice D for number 1. Okay, number 2. Line K is the line of best fit for the set of data in the scatter plot. The data shows a strong negative correlation, which scatter plot best represents the data. Okay, well, it's going to be strong negative. Strong negative. So, like number 2, that's negative. It's not really strong though. These dots are kind of all over the place. You know, they form a negative pattern, a negative association, but they're not super close to the line of best fit. B, there's no real even association here. Plus this is going positive, so it's not B. Same for C. Yeah, they're going in a positive direction, so it's not C. Okay, but look at choice D. Clearly those points are close to the line of best fit. That's a strong negative correlation, so you should have picked D for number 2. Okay, for number 3, it's one of the questions I'm not really concerned about. So I don't even want to talk about number 3. So if you struggle with that, spent time on it, I apologize. Okay, number 4, you had to solve the system. So 3x plus 2y equals 12, and 3x plus 2y equals negative 12. Okay, so this is set up for elimination. So what would cancel out a positive 3x? A negative 3x. So you better multiply the top or the bottom by negative 1. What would cancel out a positive 2y? A negative 2y. So you better multiply the top or the bottom by negative 1 to get rid of the y's. So I don't really care which one we do. Let's multiply the top here by negative 1. Okay? So remember you have to distribute negative 1 to everything on both sides of the equation, giving you negative 3x minus 2y equals negative 12. Okay, so we kind of ignore this first equation for a second. Combine these. Well, positive 3x, negative 3x, they cancel. Positive 2y, negative 2y, they cancel. What are you left with on the left-hand side of the equation? 0. Minus 12, same signs add, keep the sign. Does 0 equal negative 12? Sorry, does 0 equal negative 24? No, it does not. So if they don't equal, there's no solution. Remember, infinitely many would be like if I came up with negative 24 equals negative 24. That would be infinite. But it's not, so it ain't. Number 5, again, another one that slipped by me. I missed it, sorry. Don't worry about that one. Okay, number 6. I mean, some of these you should have been able to pick out. Maybe not all of them. So if you map a pre-image to an image, it's just called a transformation. Transformation. If I could spell. Transformation. A transformation representing a flip. That should have been an easy one. Reflection. A transformation in which the pre-image is congruent to the image. Rigid motion would have worked. Or if you picked one of the rigid motions, reflect, rotate, translate, that's fine too. Where figures can be folded so the two halves exactly match. That's actually a word we didn't really talk about. So if you didn't get that one, I get it, but they're symmetrical. A common point of reflection, it's just called point symmetry. Point symmetry, again, I'm not worried about that one. A transformation that moves all points of a figure in the same direction, same distance. This one you should have gotten. It's a slide or a translation. A transformation is made up of successive transformations. Well, we called it a sequence. Like if you had to do a reflection, then a translation, or a rotation, then a reflection, whatever. But oh, that stupid thing's up again. Hang on. If I do it enough times, it usually stops. There. C-Q-U-E-N-C-E, sequence of transformations. And then a transformation that turns every point of a pre-image through a specified angle. Well, turn, if you see turn, you should have thought rotation. So you should have gotten some of those. If you didn't get all of them, that's okay. It's fine. Okay, if each side of a square is doubled, what happens to the area? Well, you could have done just like a trial and error here. Suppose that's a pretty bad square. Let me draw a better one. Suppose I have a square. That's 2, that's 2. 2 times 2 is 4. That's the area. So suppose I double each side. Suppose that's 4 and that's 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So if I double the length of the side of a square, the area goes from 4 to 16. Or choice D. Okay. Sorry about 8. Don't do 8. 9. Then with the volume to the nearest tenth. So you could have looked up online. If there's a formula I don't give you, if I forget to, just go online, Google formula for volume of a cylinder. Okay. But either way, it's pi r squared h. The radius is, hopefully you didn't put in 12. Remember, the radius is half the diameter. And the height is 15. So multiply those together. Let me get my phone fired up here. I forgot my calculator too. Okay, so pi times 6 squared times 15. Should have gotten choice D. Popular answer. It's weird. Okay, 10. Again, sorry. We haven't gotten to Pythagorean theorem, and we won't till, well, if we have a state test, we'll do it then. Okay, 11. A little tricky on 11, but maybe you've reasoned it out. Car travels 36 miles in 45 minutes. If the car travels at a constant speed, if the car continues to travel at this rate, which equation can be used to determine y, the total number of miles. So I'm not sure if you got this in science yet or not. I think you did. I think you were just talking about Miss Verwick. Distance is equal to rate times time. So they're telling you it traveled 36 miles, okay, in 45 minutes. But it's talking about hours right here. So we got to convert the minutes to hours. So the rate we don't know. If you convert 45 minutes to hours, 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. Okay, or 0.75. Divide both sides by 0.75. And you get 48. Okay, so you get 48 miles an hour. That would have been your formula. Again, a little tricky in this one. If you didn't get this one, don't sweat it. Okay, again, a Pythagorean theorem. I don't know how I missed so many in this first 15. So don't worry about 12. 13. Okay. So the angle, they want to know what angle BAC is. So you should have remembered that the three angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. And that two angles that make up a straight line also add up to 180. So if this angle is 92, all right, then you have to just add these two together, subtract from 180. So if this one's 92, right, this one, x must be 108 right here. Okay, well if this is 63 and this is 108, just add these two together, subtract from 180 to get that angle. Okay, so 171. Is that right? Yep. So if those two angles add up to 171, subtract that from 180, angle A must be 9 degrees. Okay, 14. The table of ordered pairs represents a function. Identify the function rule. Okay, fine. So how are the y's changing? Going up by 1. How are the x's changing? Going up by 2. Okay, so the slope is 1 over 2. All right, and only one of these has a slope of 1/2. It's got to be choice A. Okay, 1/2 as a fraction, 0.5 as a decimal. Okay, lastly, 15. Again, I wish I'd given you a graph for this, and so you could have actually done this if you wanted to. As we're doing these problems, don't feel like you can't draw pictures or think outside the box or go online and bring up a coordinate plane and things like that. So if you struggle with this one, though, I get it. I'm not stressed out about it. So let's just skip 15 for the heck of it. Okay. So there's your answers for the first 15. For 16 through 30, I want you to skip 16, so don't do 16. Don't do 25, and don't do 28. Okay, the rest of it you should be able to do, or at least make a good attempt at. Okay, so for the next 15, 16 through 30, don't do 16, 25, and 28. All right, guys, there you go. I'll put it in YouTube. Be sure you comment. Stay positive. We're going to get through this. It's all good. Take care, guys. Later.